So, as you know, gel electrophoresis is a lot like paper chromatography if you come to think of it, because if you know how it's recorded, they put on different lines on a piece of paper based off of reference points that they give of how close the DNA fragments come through the electrodes.
Right, and they take each of the fragments of the original DNA sample piece and they'll give estimated 100 numbers, like 100 to 200, 300, and the in-between points in order to kind of have a sake of reference for comparing two segments of DNA, because when certain fragments meet the same numbers, they typically end up having the similar structure.
And that's how they use that for finding out the same blood samples or DNA fragmentation of different, say a crime scene.
Right.
Where there are three suspects, and let's just say that the witness point out doesn't really match.
Right, and of course this process is also extremely effective because they use fragments and they're able to figure out the whole thing through patterns, because of course they can't check the entire strand of DNA because that's almost as tall as a person. And, you know, like if you took the DNA from one cell and stretched it out, it would be...
That'd be so much.
Yeah, it would be so much and almost as tall as a person, and considering how small nucleotides actually are, you can tell that there would be so many that you can't just check every single last one in order to get a match. You need a certain fragment that would stay constant, like, let's say...
So that's why they use that for the gel electrophoresis.
Right, like,
and that's how it has
parts,
its comparison. That's how it has its comparison to the paper chromatography, because it gives you an origin point and how far away the colors and their contrast go from
Right,
that.
and it's supposed to be like a sake of organization for the finding out exactly how many of something there is in there, and being able to figure out exactly what the complements are, and therefore giving a good sake of comparison.
Yeah. So that's a good one.